Springle, who is going to be doing a workshop. So, Neil, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How you doing, my man?
I'm good. I'm good.
Good. So, tell us about yourself.
Again, I'm teasing. Actor, Grenadian-born actor, sometime commercial model, and I've returned home to sort of impart some of my knowledge and my experience onto the people who are interested in that type of industry.
So tell us, in terms of your acting career, what have you done?
I'm primarily a TV and film actor, and
Right.
I've done primarily commercials, but I've had features on Oprah Winfrey Network, History Channel, Discovery Channel, ABC. It's quite a few. Yeah.
So you bring a lot of experience today to be doing a workshop. So what do you hope to achieve by doing this workshop today?
Well, the main goal is really to just make sure that people leave educated and sort of more aware of the business side of the business.
So what triggered you to, decide to do this workshop?
I felt like we needed this. I felt like there's a lot of interest in film and TV and sort of the industry, but people just don't really know what's required to sort of put on quality production. So
what did it take for you to leave from Grenada, to go to New York, to be the success that you are, to come back now? What does it take to be that success, to leave the islands and to be in the Big Apple, New York?
Working. I would say it really takes a sense of awareness. You really need to know what you want, because a lot of times people, they feel like, oh, I'm pretty, I'm handsome, I can do this. It's just so many people who do that, and you really just need to know if that's truly your passion, if that's really what you want, and that's the main foundation before you start and embark on a career in this industry.
So when you embarked in the industry, what was the biggest eye opener for you? You think, wow, I didn't expect that, or ooh, quite.
The budget. And what I mean by that, that 30-second commercial that you see, so much money goes into that commercial. People do not believe how many hours are put into that commercial. So I think that was the biggest wow factor for me, like the amount of work and money that's actually put into like what you see, maybe a short clip or a short TV show.
What does it take in terms of, what sort of characteristics do you think it takes to be a success?
Drive. Drive, definitely. Ambition. Professionalism. Again, like I said, there's a lot of people that do this. In fact, let me just give you some sort of percentages. The people that you see in movies and TV, they're only 20% of the people aspiring to be part of the industry. 20%. So like Tom Cruise, Nicole Kidman, Eddie Murphy, those people are just 20% of the people in the industry. So people really need to know, like, I hate to use a cliche term, but it's real out there in the sense that it's so much more than what you see. It's so much more than what you see. So I think that's something that people need to be aware of.
Is it a case of who you know rather than what you know?
It's a combination.
So who you know and what you know?
Yeah, it's just like, I feel like it's just like any other aspect of life where your network can help you in a lot of ways, and aside from just your knowledge.
So being a Grenadian in New York, what were the obstacles you had to overcome?
Accent. That was, I think that was the biggest thing, because I remember my first national commercial was an ensemble cast, in the sense that it was different races and stuff. And the director wanted me to be the lead, like to do most of the speaking parts. And they flew a guy in from London, actually, funny enough. He's actually in the Titanic, if you've ever seen it.
Okay.
Curly hair.
Yep.
Anyway, but I was so nervous, I started switching from sort of an American accent to, I started going back to Grenada, and I could hear them, like the DP, like, what's wrong? Like, why is he talking like that? It was because I was so nervous. So I think that was my biggest hurdle, above all, at that time. I'm going to be blunt, also I'm black, so, and a black male, it's harder to sell than even a black female. So that's I would say, the next step.
So you're suggesting being black is obviously a challenge.
Yes.
It isn't a delay or stop for you. It doesn't stop you from progressing. A lot of people say, I'm black, that's why I can't be a success. You've said, no, I'm black, it doesn't matter, I can still be a success. But now you've got to battle that, plus the fact that women are more of a marketable than men. Why?
We're men, how it is. Like, maybe this is chauvinistic of me, but men kind of rule the world. We love to see beautiful women, so it's easier to use a woman to sell a product.
Okay, so who have you met on your journey? I would imagine that the journey you've been on, you would have got to meet a lot of characters along the way. Who have you met?
I've worked with Donald Trump, worked with Martha Stewart, I worked with Derek Jeter, last baseball player, Warren Sapp, former American footballer, and let me see who else. It's been quite a few, but I will say Trump stays in my mind because I thought he would have had like a bigger, sort of more, I don't know, slightly disrespectful personality because he's so well known and so popular and so rich, but he's actually really, really cool. Like he's a lot more respectable than I thought. Like he likes a lot of women around him. Like he actually says that he's like, too many guys, like leave. Yeah. But he's a lot more cooler than I thought he'd be.
So okay, for people that obviously can't be here today, what are they missing out on?
You're missing out on some really in-depth knowledge, some in-depth practical knowledge of how the industry works and what it takes, like I said before, just to reiterate, what it takes to actually make it in the industry and not just be another person trying to make it in the industry.
So you start this workshop today. What's the end goal, the end product today? So, okay, people turn up today, attend your workshop, take something away and learn something. What's the ultimate vision for this, the ultimate goal for you in Grenada?
With this workshop, it's two things. It's to sort of maybe provide some stimulus and inspire people to start a bigger sort of film and TV and maybe stage. We already have a stage theater industry here, but I think we could do it a little bit bigger. Hopefully that'll be the stimulus to start that industry, the film and TV industry, have people starting to create and produce their own work. And overall, my long-term goal is to establish an international arts school, so people can come into Grenada and learn how to be a fashion designer, singer, visual artist, performance artist, and all that.
How do you think it's going to be a success? What do you think it's going to take to have that sort of success in Grenada?
I think it would take a cultural shift in the mindset of people because here in general the arts are not hugely supported. It's sort of seen as something people do, but you can't really make a career out of it.
Yes.
And I think if we can get someone to push themselves further enough to be successful enough to inspire other people, I think that'll help the
growing up, parents will say to you, like, you shouldn't do this. You should become a doctor, a scientist, a teacher. Good jobs. Don't be a dancer. Don't be an actor, because this it's not a lucrative career and it's very shaky. What are your thoughts to that?
There's some truth to it. There's some actual truth to it. But in the creative field, I feel it's about passion. It's about never going to the creative field looking for money.
Right.
I think that's one of the biggest laws of that because the money is very real. Sometimes you work, sometimes you don't. But I feel like if you're passionate about something and you really want to create your craft, if you keep at it long enough, I feel you'll get to a point where you can actually show people what you can do. People will come to a point where they will respect you. Because people do gravitate. Think about it. What would life be without music? What would life be without art? The clothes that we're wearing, people design those things. Well, if everyone were to be a teacher or a lawyer, life would be so boring, I think.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Thank you for doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
Finally, people watching the show will ask the question, how do they contact you?
I can be reached via justspringle.net. That's my website. My personal Facebook page is facebook.com/justspringle. Twitter handle @justspringle.
This has been Neil Springle and Ingram Jones for Bayloric TV. We're out.